from Fit and Fabulous, and today I am making a video to give you my recent review, my recent updated review of Cabo San Lucas at the Riu Palace. I literally just got back from the palace about a week and a half ago, so it's still super fresh in my mind, so that's why I wanted to make this video for you guys. I actually made basically a play-by-play video of basically walking around this resort so you guys could actually really see what the resort actually looks like. So at the end of this little beginning blurb part, you're actually gonna see what the resort really does look like. So this time when we went to the Riu Palace, this is actually our third time going to the palace. And you know what? It's just as amazing as the other two times that we went. It's honestly, we still absolutely love going to the palace. This time was probably our absolute favorite. Well, I know it was definitely my favorite. This time when we went to the palace, we were actually under the mindset, because we're gonna be getting married there in April, the end of April. So we went there with the thinking that, family's gonna be there, my parents are gonna be there, there's gonna be my friends are gonna be there, their husbands are gonna be there, the kids are gonna be there. There's probably gonna be around 10 kids there. So we went there with the mindset thinking okay, is everybody gonna have a good time? And we wanted to make sure that everybody was gonna keep busy and just have fun and really enjoy themselves. And so we really had a chance to talk to other couples and other people, and I'm feeling really, really good actually about getting married there in April. The other cool part was when we were there was actually 2 other weddings going on, which we didn't know about until we got there, until we really got talking to people. There was one younger couple that was getting married. They originally, I guess, had booked their destination wedding in the Dominican Republic, but then with all the stuff that was happening there, they decided about 4 months ago to basically book at Cabo and at the Riu Palace. And of course, they'd never been there before, so I kind of wanted their input as to how everything went, how the wedding went, because I mean, sometimes you do hear horror stories. So after the wedding, they got married, I think a couple days after they got there. They said everything went perfect. They got married on the beach, and they had the reception down by the water, and they said it was just amazing. So that was always good to hear. They said basically everything honestly went over perfect. There was no hitches, no nothing, so that was always good to hear. I know the next wedding, there was going to be around 70 people there. There was going to have lots of family members, and it sounds like everything also went just as perfect. So that was really good to hear. So this time, like I said, when we went there, we wanted to make sure our family was going to have a good time. And of course, everything was just as amazing as it was the last 2 years that we've been there. The food's still really good. The place is still extremely clean. They're still cleaning top to bottom every single minute of the day. I swear, they're always cleaning, always. The drinks were always good. Of course, you always want the drinks to be good. We did actually get to check out both gyms. There is a regular cardio gym, and there is actually a weight training gym that we actually finally discovered, and we saw the spa as well. So the regular gym that has all the weights and stuff, it is kind of small, but it basically has everything that you do need there. So it was a pretty good gym. Honestly, I don't usually go to vacation to work out, but it definitely has everything that you need in order to work out if you wanted to work out. The spa was pretty good. It was pretty small. I never actually had any spa services done or any massage or anything, but I can't really speak to that, but it looked nice. It looked clean. The rooms were still really nice. Actually, the first night, the first room that we had, the fridge wasn't really working, so customer service was really good, and they actually upgraded us to a different room. So it was basically no problem at all, which was good. The other recent updates was that the Santa Fe has just built a water park, which is gonna be amazing for the kids. So there's 4 different slides at this water park. So there's the toilet bowl one where you kind of plunk down, and then there's another one where 4 people can race. And then there's a few other ones that basically you just slide down. They're the tube slides, which is pretty cool. So I believe that the kids are really gonna have a lot of fun there. They have another area, which is a splash pad, which will be really fun for the kids as well. We checked out the Riu Kids, which is basically almost the daycare that they have there, which is actually included when you stay at the palace. So we talked to the lady. She seemed really nice, although we haven't actually had our kids there and booked them in or anything, but we've talked to other people that have used that care on site, and they said everything's been amazing. It looks like they do lots of crafts. They go to the splash pad. They do all kinds of fun stuff all day, which is great. The other thing we were kind of worried about is that I have a good friend that she's actually a quadriplegic, so we want to make sure everything was equipped for her. So basically there was ramps everywhere, there was elevators, everything was fairly accessible, and everything seems super accessible, which is good. The only issue issue I would probably have is between, like, if you're going from the Riu Palace over to the Santa Fe, if you went down the back way, there is a set of stairs there, but I believe if you go around the front way, you'd have to get somebody to unlock the gate, but there is a way actually to go around the front. So those are the only, probably like the small issue that I would have. The other recent news is that the Riu just built another resort. So basically when you stay at the palace, you can actually go to the other resorts. So Riu just opened up another resort, which is basically on the other side of Santa Fe. So if you guys have never been to Cabo San Lucas or never been to like the Riu Palace, basically the way it works is like the palace is here. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big resort. I think there's over 600 rooms, which gives you accessibility over to Santa Fe, which is like, what if the palace is like a 10 out of 10 because it's like, it's totally a 10 out of 10. If you look at the Santa Fe, it's the same owners, but it's more like the spring break area. So I would consider it like a 5 out of 10. Like the food's not as good. It's not as clean. It's just not as nice, but it's more of like the party spot. So you actually have accessibility to the Santa Fe, and then you can actually go to the adults only resort that they just built, which is actually called the Baja, California. So we went all the way over to the adults only resort. I actually videotaped my time when I was there so I can kind of show you guys exactly what it looks like on the inside. It seems like it's a little bit smaller. It's definitely more modern looking. I feel like it doesn't have as much character as like the palace does, but it just seems like a little bit maybe more laid back, more kind of like newish California styles. Yeah, I mean, we enjoyed it. We weren't there for too long. We just kind of went there to check it out more than anything, but it is pretty nice. But if you guys want to check out that video, I actually put a link in the description. You guys can check that out as well. So the other thing that was fairly new is that I believe like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, they started these new parties at the Riu Santa Fe, which again is like the middle resort, which is like the spring break area. So you can go there. They have 4 parties a week. They have 2 daytime parties and 2 evening parties. And they're basically like these crazy bubble parties that go on. So they have a pool that's maybe like this deep. It's just like this little tiny pool. And they play all this crazy music, really fun, like upbeat music, you know, kind of like club music. And then they have all these bubbles that come out. It's just a really good fun vibe, really good fun time. I feel like it was just a really good time because you have like a lot of people that are drinking, you know, in the pool and there's bubbles and things could happen. I feel like safety wise, it was actually like probably a 10 out of 10 as well, because they had like security all the way around this like bubble pool. So like you couldn't splash, you couldn't go underwater, you pretty much couldn't swim. Like they were pretty much like on the ball and they were like kicking people out. It was just a really fun time. And you know what, we went there with probably like 4 or 5 other couples, and these couples, I mean, some of them seemed like super conservative and it wasn't really their vibe, but once they got there, they kind of loosened up and they were having a good time, and it was just fun. It was just like a really good fun time. That's kind of like all my updates. Again, after like this little blurb, it's basically going to start in like 2 seconds here. I'll basically show you exactly what like the palace actually looks like on the inside. So you guys can check it out. Again, if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay, so this area is literally just the front area of the Riu Palace. So this is basically after you get dropped off from the shuttle. This is what you would see from the front. So this is basically just walking through the very front lobby area. So you usually check in over there to the right, you can see. So this is just the front area. And then over here on this side, you can see the 24-hour restaurant there. So that's where they have food 24/7, just like a few snacks and stuff, and you can get drinks there. So again, this is just the front area. So this is basically right smack in the middle of the Riu Palace. So the right and left side are basically identical. So you have rooms on either side, and then that's where you have the pools and the swim up bars and everything. So this is just walking towards the cafe. So this is the area that we would go first thing in the morning. I believe it opens at 7 a.m. Has a beautiful view. So this is where we would get our morning coffee. So there's a little cafe, so you can get your cappuccino, your espresso, or just coffee there. And there's lots of seating. And over there, there's actually a bar that opens up at night. And as you can see, it has a beautiful view. So there's one of the bars, there's a swim up bar. So So there is lots of seating in this area. And as you can see, again, it has like a beautiful view. You can kind of see down there the swim up bar. There's the right side of the resort. Looking over to the left side of the resort. Absolutely stunning. So in that little cafe, they actually have a few, I think it's muffins and some slices of cake in there as well that you can get. So there's the front lobby there again. And I believe the Riu is owned by a Spanish group. So it's got a little bit of like a Mediterranean feel to it. So this is taking the stairs down. So when you first walk into the lobby, I forgot to mention, so you're actually on the 3rd floor. So we're just going down to the 2nd floor now. So to the right is where you can actually have breakfast. So there's the view again. So this is the seating for the buffet breakfast area. So that's where you would go in to have breakfast in there. That's where you could sit. As you can tell, there's lots of seating everywhere. So back behind, this is where they actually have their entertainment at night. So it was a Sunday, so they actually had football going. This is the first time that we saw the football game going, but they usually have nightly entertainment there on the stage. So we also came in with Sunwing Vacations from Toronto, and this is basically where the reps stay. So if you come with a travel company, this is where all the reps hang out as well. So from there, you can basically go and book your excursions. Oh, there's some of the staff. They're really nice. So over here to the left is the spa. There's the spa area. So we're just going into the spa. There's the front desk. So it's just a little spa. And there's the gym. So that's actually the weights gym. There is a different gym that has just cardio equipment. And so we're just taking a walk back. Again, they have the football game on, which is hilarious, especially because you're in Mexico. And then that's the ramp down to the first level. And of course, if you look straight, that is actually the swim up pool. And then over here, this bigger pool, that's where they have a lot of daytime activities that go on. There's dancing. There's like people that I believe that they get into the water and they do all kinds of like water dancing and stuff. It's pretty fun. It's pretty eventful during the day for sure. They have music going usually. It's one of the affinity pools. So this is just a bridge over to some of the rooms. Just wanted to kind of show you this view because it's pretty cool. And there's some of the rooms there. And again, this is just one half of the resort. So we're just gonna take a little walk down here. So this is where you actually go for lunch. So this is the lunch buffet area. So now we're heading over to the swim up bar. So this is a place where, of course, a lot of the younger people hang out. I believe it opens up at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's pretty happening. They got some music going. They got the drinks going. It's pretty fun. It's nice that they have the infinity pool that you can see right out to the ocean. It's beautiful. And then that little area is where you can actually go for a barbecue during the day. So pretty much every lunch, I believe it starts around 1 o'clock. We have barbecue. So you can get hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, get some nachos and guacamole and fresh salsa. It's delicious. I think that day they actually had chicken wings, but they were out when I was taking this video. And actually one day they had corn on the cob. Oh my gosh, the corn on the cob was so good. They had the corn on the cob, they put butter on it, and then mayonnaise, and then some of this seasoning on it, this Mexican seasoning. It was really good. Yeah, so this is the buffet where you would go for lunch. So we're just gonna take the stairs all the way down to the beach level. So they do have a cute little bar back here. It's called the Beach Club. There's bathrooms there to the right. Yeah, that's where the bathrooms are. So it's a cute little bar. And this is like a palm tree garden. This is honestly like one of my favorite spots in the whole resort. So of course you can see right out to the ocean. And so you can see the vendors that are on the beach there, and there's actually, there's like a kind of like, what is it, a rope barrier. So basically they can't come all the way into the resort. They have to stay on the other side. And you know what, they're really good. In order to actually be a vendor, like a Mexican vendor on the beach, they literally need to have one of those like specific tags in order to be a vendor on the beach. So they're usually really good. I mean, you can definitely barter them down for sure, but it doesn't seem like they heckle you like that much. So that little area right there that you see in front of you, that's where you can actually get a massage on the beach, which is pretty cool. And so if we look back a little bit, I think I get a little bit closer. That's actually the cardio gym right there. So that sign that says snorkel, there's a little place kind of to the left there where you can actually go, and they give you, kind of give you one-on-one instructions about snorkeling and scuba diving. So yeah, so this is the little gym area. So you can go and go on the treadmill or on the elliptical and have the view of the ocean, which is beautiful. But you know, I am not one to really go on vacation and still go to the gym. I figure me walking on the beach is probably good enough. But it is nice in there. It's air conditioned, so it's nice and cool. So this is kind of like the left side of the resort. So we're taking the stairs back up. So originally on the other side where we took the stairs down to the beach area, there is a ramp that actually goes down there as well. So this is the other side of the resort, which is basically identical as the one I just showed you. This is actually the quieter side of the resort. So this is Riu Land. So this is basically, it's kind of like the daycare that they have at the resort. You can go into, there's a schedule. They do lots of fun stuff throughout the day. And the other cool part is if you do decide to bring your kids over there at the Santa Fe, they do have the water parks or the water slides, and they do have like a splash pad that the kids would really enjoy. And so we're gonna take the stairs back up again to the next level. And so that is the other side of the buffet area where you go and have lunch. And so this is one of the restaurants that they have, the Crystal Restaurant. So you can go there at night and eat. So if you guys have any questions at all, just let me know in the comment section down below. Again, I have been to the Riu Palace now 3 or 4 times, so I feel like I pretty much know everything there is to know about the Riu Palace, so I could definitely answer any questions that you have. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later.